All right, what's going on, everyone? Brandon Hofer back at you again from the Online Coach Creator. Today, keeping it simple, I want to bring you the one thing that will make you massively successful as an online service provider. Now, specifically, what I mean by that is if you want to start a business that is client-centered, and you want to leverage the online space to make that happen, what's the one thing beyond everything else that will guarantee that you are actually successful at it? The reason this came up to me recently is because I've seen a lot of people that a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were gung-ho about it. They were posting content every day. They were showing up live every day. They were designing programs. They were selling programs. They were working with clients. They were posting client success stories. And if you looked on it a year ago, 2 years ago, you'd think, whoa, like they're doing pretty good. But now what happens? When the rubber hits the road and things get difficult, and it's not as easy as it once was. What happens to those people that fall away? You don't hear from them anymore. You go, whatever happened to so-and-so? They used to go live every day. Now I never see them. Or you might think, well, I'm gonna go check them out in that group I joined. And I did this the other day. I went back to a group and I'm like, oh, they haven't posted for the last 8 months. What's going on? Okay, and I get it. Sometimes, hey, life happens, things get difficult, circumstances change, whatever. This is not about judging somebody who makes a shift in their life and says like, well, the online gig is just not gonna be for me anymore. What I wanna bring to you today, because if you're watching this and you've got that entrepreneurial itch and this is what I wanna do. That was me. I said, I know I'm gonna do this because this is the type of business for me, right? I want to serve people in a powerful way. I want it to be a client-centered business, and I want it to be a people-oriented business. I want to actually connect with the people that I serve. And so I knew from the get-go, this is going to be the thing for me. So for you, you've got that itch. You want to launch this thing, but looking ahead, what's the one thing? What's the one thing that's going to make you massively successful when everyone else is dropping out? Guys, it's perseverance. And you might think that sounds overly simplistic, but think about it. In an industry where experience trumps all, in an industry where literally anyone has the capacity to learn the necessary skill sets to make this a long-term viable business. Think about that for a second. Literally, the only variable that will prevent you from being successful is your own willingness to commit to the process. And that's perseverance. If you go, you know what, I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. That's not gonna cut it. You're not gonna make it. Sorry, I'm just gonna tell you now, don't even bother if you're just gonna I'll see what happens. No, that's the language of non-commitment. Instead, if you're saying to yourself, I am gonna do this, and then you start asking the right questions like, what skill do I need to learn to make this happen? How can I get connected with the right people whose businesses we can help each other and amplify? And what do I need to do on a daily basis to make this work? Do you see the difference in the language? The one is soft, it's passive, it's non-committal. It's like, maybe. That's the language of someone who will drift through life. And I don't mean to be harsh here, but I want to bring you the reality is if you are using that language, then it's reflective of a deeper problem. It's reflective of the fact that you're okay with letting someone else dictate the path and the mission of your life. And you know what? Here's the thing. Some people are okay with that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the entrepreneur. I'm talking to the one who says, you know what? I don't want to be held hostage by someone else's vision for my life. I want to be in charge of that. And I'll tell you right up front, that like 100% that language resonates with me. I'm like, I am so sick and tired of letting someone else's business hold me hostage. I'm so sick and tired of letting someone else's vision for what they want their life and business to be. I'm tired of letting that shape what happens to my life. I have a belief, and I've always had this belief, but I've been willing to act on it more recently. I have a belief that I am a powerful creator in my own life, and I dictate what happens in my life situation. Will there be circumstances occasionally that are outside of my control? Will there be variables that I can't control? Of course, that's just reality, right? But within that, you, me, everyone, we always have the option to decide how we will react to those variables that are outside of our control. Makes sense, right? So, you're starting this business. You want to set yourself up for success from the get-go. It's perseverance. That's it. That's the number one thing that will make or break your business. Because even if you're a rock star, even if you're amazing at this, even if you have like a natural inclination for getting on video and teaching and coaching people, and you know, you're like somehow just magically skilled with all the little tech bits that are that are involved in the background, even if you're a rock star at all those things, but 2 years down the road, emotionally and psychologically, you just go, oh man, I don't want to do this anymore, or this is getting hard, because it will be hard, it will be challenging. It doesn't matter what skills you have, because you don't have the perseverance. So do you need skill? Of course you do. Do you need education and training? Absolutely. Do you need a coach or a mentor who's been there before you, who knows the game, who can walk you through the process and teach you what it takes? 100% yes. But all that other stuff, it's all peripheral to perseverance. It's peripheral to, will you decide, make a firm commitment that yes, not only is this my path, but I know it's my path and I'm choosing to follow it, and no matter what happens, I'm going to find a way to make it work. And that's the kicker. Saying to yourself, I will find a way, versus using the language of non-commitment, where you just go, maybe it'll work, maybe not. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what happens. That will only work short term. And that's why, like I mentioned before, I see all these coaches, and I talk to them personally. Year ago, 2 years ago, time frame irrelevant, but the point is I talk to them, I'm going to do this, I'm coaching this and what, and they sounded amped up, they sounded excited. And now I'm looking back and I'm going, oh, I see what was happening. You were just dabbling. You were just going to try it out, right? So what I want to leave you with today is simply the reminder, the friendly reminder, that if you make the commitment and you choose and then you execute perseverance on a daily basis, you just keep showing up, you will be successful. Because in this type of a business where anyone has the capability to learn how to do it, the only variable is, will you commit? Will you show up every day? Will you get better and better at your craft every single day? Serve people powerfully, be bold, communicate effectively, continue day after day to show up and persevere even when there's variables beyond your control. Will you continue to show up? If you will commit to that, I promise you, you cannot fail. It's just the reality of this kind of business. Now, it actually works for basically anything in life. But what I'm telling you here today is you have to make that commitment ahead of time. And if you want to make this work, you absolutely can. If you've got that entrepreneurial itch, you want to leave your job, you want to create a new income in your life, and you want to stop buying into the myth that your job is secure or an income is guaranteed, because it's not. And we've seen that recently. So, do you want to move forward? Do you want to make that commitment and create a new income and a new reality in your life? If you do, you're in the right place. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you design and launch the business that you've been dreaming of so that you can have the life that you deserve. That's all for today. We'll catch you next time.